All right, everybody. Rob Ferrari here, and my now former Ferrari 360. I've had it for 4 years, and the point of today's video is to show you effectively what a 65,000 mile Ferrari should look like. I bought this car with just over 50,000 miles. I put about 15,000 on it, and it was great, and it drove well, it looked good, and everybody seems to try to be, well, the miles scare me, this and that. This car would make Enzo Ferrari proud. This car is a 2004, and in the, let's say, 15 years that it's been on this planet, it's done a little over 4,000 miles a year every single year. So this car is great. I was the second owner. I bought it from the guy who owned it. Car is bone stock, except for the radio, which I swapped out. Bone stock, and it didn't take a lot of corrective measures to keep it and maintain this condition. So it didn't require any wow maintenance. I swapped the radio, no big deal. I just did a maintenance paint correction on it, which it looks nice, but there were some swirl marks. Other than that, I didn't do any major real maintenance items on this car. I had little things here and there, but otherwise on point. If you look at the actual condition up close, this car, I'm not talking that this car was like drove it to and from the country club, so to speak. This car has driven Death Valley, up Pikes Peak. It's driven out, it's been in 25 states, and this is under my ownership. The car has seen elevations as high as 12,000 feet. It's been, I mean, you name it. It's ripped through the desert. It's been on racetracks. It was driven. There's no way you could say it wasn't. So if you drive it and maintain it, the car will stay looking good. It'll stay driving good, and it's a great driver's car. I mean, this is exactly what Ferrari built cars for. Not so somebody can trade it and park it and you can get a 15-year-old car. It's essentially a high mileage car for a 2004. I mean, you don't find a lot of Ferraris. Most of them you see in the 15 to 25,000 mile range. This one's over double that, which is good. And it's not rolled back, which is another thing that you run into in the exotic car world. But this car is true to its mileage. And when kept, you don't have to keep it necessarily stock, but when taken care of and driven, and let's forget about that whole bad incident, all right? The windshield had to be replaced anyway. When taken care of, that was not indicative of the ownership. If something broke, I fixed it. If something needed attention, I paid it attention. So doing that will allow you to have a car that looks and stays this good, and that's what you should look for. I mean, you should use this car as the bar to what a 65 or 50 to 75,000 mile Ferrari should look like, because now it's going to the next guy who ideally will take care of it, and it will stay looking just as good. And all the common things that traditionally go wrong with it that you see virtually instantly, this car doesn't really have. Let's take a peek at some of the, and I've done videos on this, on some of the common things that go wrong. I didn't do any leather reconditioning. I didn't rewrap the dash. I didn't do anything of that nature. We just took care of the car. Now, this would normally have the engine covers on it, which I have removed so you could see, but they were removed to show you how clean this is. This is a 65,000 mile motor. That's all the wear on the seat. Now you look on eBay and you look at just random seats of random cars with a third of the mileage, doesn't look anything like that, and the bolsters are all destroyed. This car doesn't have that. This car has been well maintained, well taken care of, and it's not hard to take care of a car. Now I swapped the floor mats. I wouldn't consider that not stock, but I did swap the floor mats. As far as cars go, I mean, you look at it, you'll see the signs of wear. You'll see the little nicks down here. The dash leather is stretching slightly, and the stretch that you see is going to be right there, that little tug and then the line isn't perfectly straight across, but that happens on all the cars. But there's no rips, no tears. And let's be honest, the paint looks money right now. I wish I did this paint correction before I sold it. These are the vanity covers that go in here, and I left them out for just the purpose of demonstrating how nice it is, but they just sort of complete the engine bay by sort of encasing the wiring, encasing the gas tanks and everything like that. But I wanted to demonstrate how nice it looks, and you got to admit it looks nice. Now, I changed the Challenge grille. I don't consider that a modification. It's not a performance oriented piece, but when you take care of a car, when you treat it well, when you drive it, when you put miles on it, it could treat you well. Use this as your measure as to what a Ferrari is supposed to look like. I think if somebody didn't turn the car on and see the odometer, they would probably guess this car's got 5,000 to 12,000 miles on it. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Enzo, if you're up there or down there or wherever the hell you are, I hope we made you proud by driving it. I continued on. The previous owner put 50,000 miles on it in 10 years or 11 years. I put 16,000 miles on it in 4 years. So I hope the next guy keeps it going. Thank you for watching. Don't be afraid. As long as you buy and look and maintain and take care of the cars, there's a good chance you'll love your ownership experience. You'll never look back and say like, wow, man, I wish I would have driven that more. I'm never going to say I wish I drove that car less. And this is what a Ferrari should and can look like. Use this as your measure of what a Ferrari, if you're buying a 360 or 430, what a Ferrari can and should look like if it was properly taken care of and if the odometer is reading true. Thank you, guys. I hope you're enjoying the channel. I will catch you next time. Subscribe if you want to see more videos about Ferraris and BMWs and NSXs and Corvettes and Chevy Volts.